into our seat just a little bit forward of the backrest, so we're not using it to kind of hold ourselves up. We have to hold ourselves up with the muscles of the spine. You can let your hands rest down on your thighs, and we'll just take a couple moments as we start our practice to get grounded and turn our attention inwards. So you can start to just feel that your sitting bones, so those are the bony parts at the bottom of your bum, kind of pressing down into your seat, and that your shoulders are aligned over top of that space. So there's a little bit of a lean back, which you'll have to recruit your core muscles to hold you up. You can start to just soften the shoulder blades down away from the ears, and feel that the top of your head is lifting up towards the sky. We'll begin to transfer our attention throughout the body, just checking in with each part, noticing how it feels, and just remembering that as you do this, as you take your little inventory of sensation and how your body's feeling, different parts of your body might feel very noticeable. You might feel a lot of sensation, and then other parts of your body, it might not feel like there's much sensation at all, and that's totally normal. So we'll just start off by bringing the attention to the top of the head, and just noticing whatever you feel there. And let your attention move down into your forehead, your eyebrows, notice your eyes, your cheeks, and your jaw. Notice your throat and your neck, your shoulders. Let your attention move down into your arms, feeling whatever sensations, whatever you notice there. And then down into your wrists and your hands. And sliding back up to your torso, feel into your chest and your upper back. Around the ribs, 360 degrees, the front, the back, the sides. Down around your waist, your abdomen, your low back. And feel into your hips, your pelvis, your seat. And feel your upper legs, your thighs, and your hamstrings. Notice sensations in the knees, the tops of the knees, the backs of the knees. And down into the bottom parts of the legs, the shins and the calves, the ankles. And then down into the feet, the tops and the bottoms and all the toes. Then slide your attention back up to the rhythm and the feel of the breath. So maybe the chest and the abdomen moving, or the breath moving through the nostrils, just focusing on how the breath feels as it comes into the body, and what it feels like as it moves out of the body. A lot of the times we'll go through our whole day without noticing our breath at all. When we don't notice our breath or pay attention to it, it's usually moving at a lot of a faster pace than we would like. When the breath is smooth and slow and we breathe more deeply, we're in a more relaxed and calm state. So just notice for yourself how your breath is flowing, and then adding just a little bit of intention to the breath, not overdoing it. You can start to lengthen both the inhalation and the exhalation. And notice for yourself if that brings you into a calmer, more relaxed state. So keeping this breath smooth and steady. I'll encourage you to keep your eyes closed if you feel balanced, and we'll just start to move our head, our neck around a little bit. So you can start by dropping the chin in towards the chest and just begin to feel the stretch in the back side of the neck. And then on an inhale, begin to roll your right ear over your right shoulder, feeling the left side of your neck stretch. And then as you exhale, soften the chin back down towards the chest. Inhale now your left ear over your left shoulder. Good, and as you exhale, soften the chin back down towards the chest. And we'll continue this motion, so this kind of U shape with the head going side to side, letting your attention stay inwards. Well, many of us, we move through life on autopilot. We hardly even notice, one thing to the next. We transition from, what we're doing in the morning to what we're doing at night without even, paying attention to how our body's feeling or how things are, what different sensations are happening in the body. So this is an opportunity to really feel into your own experience. What does it feel like to move the head side to side? Where do you feel tension? Can you soften that tension just by bringing a little bit of attention to that space and maybe inviting your breath to move into that area? Let's take one more of these U-shapes side to side. Just keep it nice and gentle and slow. Eyes can stay closed or just a very soft gaze. And then the next time that your chin is towards the center, just pause there for a second. And then as you breathe in, slowly bring your head up to neutral. Keep your torso, your arms, your legs, everything nice and still. And then imagine like you're doing a shoulder check. You're driving, but just your head's gonna move to the right as you exhale. And then as you inhale, bring your head back to center. And as you exhale, take a look over to the left. And just continue this motion side to side, nice and slow and steady. So you're moving with your breath. Noticing how your neck feels as you do this, where it feels tight or sore or uncomfortable, where it feels that there is quite a bit of movement and range of motion. So just being curious, how does your body move? I'll take it one more time each way, no rush, just once more to the right, once more to the left. And keep the eyes closed if it feels comfortable or just a very soft gaze. The next time that the head comes to center, we're gonna start to draw little circles with our nose. So you can imagine like you're just tracing like a quarter, so a very small circle. And then over time, your circle's gonna get a little bit bigger, kind of maybe like a softball. So a little bit bigger. Maybe you notice some sounds, some kind of crinkling in the back of the neck. And then when you feel ready, you can start to make your circles as big as what feels good for you. So if you want to keep them more that medium size, you can. If you'd like to explore more range, you can. Just be mindful, the neck is very sensitive, so you want to make sure that you're moving it in a way that feels nourishing and good. Just take note of the direction of your circle here. And then slowly, we'll start to make the circle smaller again. So like a little softball if you went bigger, or a little quarter size. Eventually the circles will get very small again. And then you're gonna switch and go the other way. So start to circle just tiny circles the opposite direction, like a quarter. And eventually the circle gets larger, like a softball. You can keep that size of the circle, or if it feels good, you can get as much of a range of motion in your neck as what feels good for you. Your eyes can be just slightly open, or you can close them fully, your choice. Very nice. Let's go one more circle. And then the next time that the chin is towards the chest, keep it there. Let the head hang heavy. Take one more breath in. And one more breath out. As you inhale, slowly lift your gaze to neutral. Swing your fingertips down, out, and up, like you're drawing a circle around the sun. Nice big stretch. And then as you exhale, let your hands push apart and bring them back down towards your sides. Very nice. And we'll do that a couple of times. If it feels good for you, you could let your head kind of nod like you're saying yes. As you breathe in, the chin could lift. And as you exhale and the hands come down, the chin could lower down, if that feels okay for you. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. Each time you lift and lower, imagine like your arms are moving through water. So there's just a little bit of resistance. Maybe starting to feel the shoulders, the upper back get a little bit warmer. I'm gonna do this 3 more times. Nice and controlled with the breath, smooth and steady. The next time that the arms are lifted, hold them there for a second. And then as you exhale, take a twist to your right. Your hands are just gonna fall wherever they fall. So maybe your back hand kind of reaches towards the back of your chair and your left hand comes to your knee. And then as you breathe in, reach the arms back up into the air, come through center. And as you exhale, take a twist to your left. Again, the hands can just fall wherever they fall. We'll do that a couple more times. If it feels like too much for the arms, you can always skip bringing the arms overhead. You could bring them just maybe in line with your shoulders or keep them closer towards your body as you twist, but just keeping this action of going to the right and to the left. Inhaling through the center position and exhaling into the twisting position. And you can choose for yourself how much or how little sensation you feel by either lifting the arms up and lowering them down, or just keeping them more in line with the shoulders or lower. Noticing how does it feel to move the spine in this rotation? Are there areas that feel really flexible, really mobile, or is there areas that feel really tense and rigid? Just nice to have that awareness of how your body moves. We're gonna take it one more time side to side, so evening it out for yourself once more to the right, and once more to the left. And then we'll come to the right side again, and we're gonna stay there for a couple of breaths. So I like to hold on to the side of the chair, which is kind of along the back rest, and then the left hand can rest down onto the knee or the thigh, wherever you like. And then every inhale as you are situated in this twist, feel that the crown of your head, the very top of your head, is lifting up. And as you exhale, feel that your left shoulder, or your right shoulder rather, can roll back a little bit. So you're starting to twist just a little bit more. Doesn't need to be a big amount. Every inhale, sitting taller. Every exhale, maybe twisting just a little bit more. Take one more inhale breath. And one more exhale breath. Inhale, come through center. Either the arms lift or they don't, your choice. We're gonna come through center and over to the left side as we exhale. Hold on to the chair however you like. Your hand can rest on your thigh or your knee. Get really grounded so you feel supported and really in a connected position to your chair. And when you inhale, you're sitting taller, crown of the head lifts up. And every exhale, maybe revolving your chest a little bit more so that left shoulder moves back a bit. And you can feel a little bit more opening across the collarbones in the front of the heart. One more full round of breath here. And on your next inhale, slowly start to unwind. Lift your arms up into the air, nice big stretch. Bring the palms together. And then as you exhale, bring your hands together apart. Nice. Let's interlace our fingers and start our either circular motion or a figure 8, whatever makes more sense to your brain and your wrists. Just getting a little bit of a rotation into the hands. Good. Relax the face. Don't worry about how coordinated you are today or not. And then we're gonna switch and go the other way. My feel a little awkward, a little weird, that's okay. It's important to challenge the brain as well. Good. And then once it feels about even, we're going to take the hands out in front of us and just give them a little bit of a shake to start, and then flex the hands so the fingers are pointing up, and then point them down, and then up and down, and just a couple of times like that, up and down. And your forearms are probably going to get warm right away. Your arms are going to get tired. Just a couple more seconds, up and down for 2 more, for 1 more. Okay, give your hands one more little shake out. Good job. Bring your hands down to your thighs. You can scoot yourself a little bit further back, and we're just gonna fold over our thighs. So you're gonna let your belly kind of come towards the tops of your thighs, your chest towards your knees, and your hands are gonna slide down towards the ground. They might land on your ankles or your feet or the floor, just depending on how long your body or your arms are. So just let yourself kind of drape down in whatever variation of this fold that you're in. And then on an inhale, we're gonna come up halfway. So you're gonna start to slide your hands back up, your ankles, your shins, your knees, pause about halfway up. And then as you exhale, you're gonna slide your hands back down again. Good. And we're gonna do that with the breath. So your inhale breath is gonna bring you to a halfway lift. So your hands slide maybe up to your knees. Good. And then as you exhale, they slide back down towards your toes. If they don't touch the toes, that's totally fine. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift yourself up halfway. Exhale, fold over your legs. Twice more. Inhale, halfway up. Really nice. Exhale, folding down. Last one. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, folding back down. Very nice. Inhale, you're gonna come all the way back up. As you come up to your seat, your right hand's gonna hold on to your chair beside you, and your left arm will lift towards the sky. Take a nice big inhale here, and then as you exhale, sweep that left hand across over to the right. And then as you breathe in, come back to center. Left hand holds onto the chair, right arm lifts up. As you exhale, just a little sweep over. We'll do that a few times with the breath. So holding onto the chair, taking your opposite arm up and sweeping it across. And then inhaling through center and switching sides again. Really nice. You might notice for yourself, the more times you do this, the more ability you have to go a little bit further, or if not going further, you're just finding more ease even if you're going the same amount. So maybe the first few times it feels a little tight, a little rigid, and then you start to do it a couple more times and it starts to feel, oh, that feels nice. Maybe that's your experience, maybe it's not though. That's okay too. Getting those side bends in, so important for our spine to move every which way. So these lateral bends, even if you do just a couple a day, it will definitely benefit how your spine moves and how the rest of your body moves. So let's just go maybe 3 more times each way, just going at a pace that feels really calming and natural for you. If you feel balanced, you could even close down your eyes, let your attention really be within. Last one each way. Awesome job. Bringing yourself back to center, the hands are going to rest down on the thighs, and we're going to move the pelvis again in that forward and back motion. So first, you're going to curl your tailbone as if it was going to touch your kneecap. So your low back might touch the back rest, that's okay. And then you're going to point your tailbone the other way. So your chest kind of comes forward and your shoulders roll back. And then exhale, tailbone points forward, your back starts to round. And then as you inhale, the tailbone points back and your shoulders roll back. As you exhale, tailbone points forward, round the spine. Inhale, tailbone points back, open the chest. Just finding a nice, smooth rhythm with your breath here. These are cat-cow tilts in a seated position. We do this a lot in yoga on our hands and knees, so there's lots of different ways to undulate the spine in this way, but seated is super, I'd say, efficient and effective because we can do this multiple times throughout the day. When you're sitting for some time, it's nice to just kind of open up and round out, get that movement into the spine. Let's go one more time each way. Then we'll come back to center. We're going to move a little bit with opposite arm, opposite leg. I wish Rhonda was here because she makes me laugh when we do this one. She's like, I can't do it. So first we're just going to start with the legs. So you're going to take your right foot and just step it over to the right and then bring it back to center. If you need to scoot yourself a little bit forward, I did, so my feet touch the floor a little bit easier. And then the left foot's going to go over and bring it back. And then the right foot and bring it back. And the left foot and bring it back. Good, and then let's add on. So right foot, left arm, and then back down, and then opposite, and opposite. Arlie, you make me laugh too. I love it. It's an interesting thing though, because it can be really, it's challenging. So just a little side step with an arm raise, and a side step and an arm raise. Good. Nice work. It's good to have a little bit of laughter, right? Can't take it too seriously. I'm gonna go 2 more times each way. So just kind of even it out for yourself. If you lost your rhythm, lost your coordination, that's okay. 1 more time each way. Nice job. All right, and then we'll come to center, and we're gonna take both of the legs a little bit further. So the toes and the knees are pointing kind of away. If you need to scoot yourself forward a little bit, you can. And have the hands resting on the thighs, and we're just gonna slide one hand down as we kind of lean to that side, and then we'll come back up. And then we'll lean the other way, so the hand just slides down the leg. Any amount, it doesn't need to touch the floor or the ankle, just in that direction, until you feel a stretch. So for some people, it might be a little higher up. For some people, it might be lower down. Totally just depends on your body. So just a little side stretch. Imagine you've got an itch on your toe and you want to get it. It's nice and slow. Again, this is one of those ones where I think the first few might feel kind of rigid and sore, and then the more you do it, the easier it gets sometimes. You can let your eyes maybe close down if that feels comfortable for you. Breathing in and exhaling, leaning over. Breathing in, coming up, and exhaling, leaning over. Okay, let's go 2 more times each way. And last one, doing great. Awesome. Next time you're in center, you can heel toe your feet back in and then scoot yourself a little bit further back if you need to. We're gonna interlace our fingers and catch hold of our right shin and then do our little lean back. So you'll lean back, bring the leg with you, and then bring it back down. We'll do that just a couple of times. So lean forward, take hold, and then lean back and bring it with you. And then come forward, let it go for a second, and then lean back, take the leg with you. Let's do that one more time, just preparing to cross the ankle over the thigh. So as you come on up this time, see if you can get your ankle to cross over your thigh or your knee, and then you can let the knee kind of just drape down away from you. If it's up here, that's totally fine. If it's down here, if it's crossed, wherever you're at, it's just totally fine. And your hands are just gonna rest down on your knee, your ankle, and just take a few shoulder rolls here. So opening up through this right hip while we do some shoulder shrugs. And close down the eyes if you feel comfortable. Take some deep breaths. Feeling into your body wherever you're feeling the most amount of sensation. So for some of us, it might be that outer hip, it might be different parts of the leg. Imagine that your lungs were in that area. So when you were breathing in, you were actually expanding that space where the tension lives. And when you're exhaling, just like how your lungs deflate, imagine that the lungs were in that space and they were deflating, then that tension starts to kind of dissolve away. Take one more circle. And then let your shoulders melt down and start to flex and point your right foot. So you'll point the toe and flex the foot. Point the toe and flex the foot. And just do that a couple of times. Very nice. point and flex, point and flex. Choose for yourself if you want to continue the pointing and the flexing, or you can do more of a circular motion. Either one. If you're doing a circular motion, see if you can go the opposite way. Good. Awesome. And then let that come back to stillness. We're going to interlace our fingers again around the leg. See if we can hold onto the hamstring, the thigh, so your hands are actually holding onto the back of the leg. And then from here, we're going to straighten the leg any amount, and then bend the knee. Good. And then straighten and bend. 3 more times. Straighten and bend. 2. And then on this last one, let's see if we can hold it there just for 3, just for 2, just for 1. Good, let it go. Give the legs a little shake out if you like. And then we're gonna even it off to the other side. So plant the feet, interlace the fingers, lean forward. Take hold of your shin, that left shin now, and you're gonna lean back, take the leg with you. Good, and then come forward. See if you get maybe a little lower on the leg, and then lean back, bring the leg with you. Nice. 2 more times like that. Lean forward, let it go. And then lean back, bring the leg with you. Nice, last one. Come on down. And then this time, as we come on up, see if you can cross the ankle over the thigh. It might need an extra little bit of help, that's okay. No worries. Let your hands rest wherever is comfortable. Again, don't worry about the shape, think more about the sensation. I'm gonna close down the eyes and circle the shoulders. So you're getting an opening for the hip as well as some movement for those shoulders. Close down the eyes and once again, connect to the rhythm of your breathing. A little bit goes a long way, so if you just choose a couple of these different movements that we've been doing here in this class and you kind of sprinkle it throughout your day, it can make a huge difference in how you feel throughout the day. Let's go 3 more circles of the shoulders. And 2 more. And 1 more. Let the shoulders relax, and then we'll start to point and flex this top foot. So just a point and a flex. It might make some noise. Mine always does. Point and flex. One ankle always more than the other 2. I don't know why. No. If you like, you can draw a circle. Notice how moving the ankle makes different sensations in the hip, and then start to go the other way. So interesting how everything is connected. And then finish the circle that you're on, and then we're gonna try to hold on to the hamstring. So your hands are gonna come around the leg. You're gonna lean back, so you've got your whole leg in your hand, and you're gonna start to straighten the leg as best you can, and bend it. And one side's always way different than the other, it seems. So bend, and straighten, and bend, and 2 more. Good. Woo. And then on this last one, let's see if we can hold it for 5, for 4, for 3, and 2, and 1. Good, let it go. Give it a little bit of a shake out. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna come into standing. So come on up. We're gonna hold on to our chair. I'm just gonna turn mine to the side so you can see what I'm doing, but you can just stand behind your chair or whatever you like. We're gonna start by doing some balance by coming up onto our toes and onto our heels. So you can hold onto your chair however you like. Find a focal point, something to look at, and then start to lift your heels up, and then lower them down, and then lean just a little bit to the heels to see if you can lift your toes up off of the ground. Yeah, and then heels up, and then toes up, and heels up, and toes up. And you'll notice your body is probably swaying a little bit forward and back. Try to keep the body fairly stable so you're not doing like a huge amount of movement. Try to keep the movement or the body nice and center. Kind of easier said than done, but do your best. 1 more time to the toes. And then 1 more time to the heels. See if you can lift your toes. And then flat feet, and you're just gonna lean over to the right, let your left foot lift up. And then lean over to the left and let your right foot lift up. And we'll do that a couple of times. So lean over, lift. Lean over, lift. Maybe you challenge your balance and you bring your hands off of your chair. Just maybe you see how that feels once or twice. If it's not happening today, you got some challenging balance, then hold on to the chair, that's totally fine. Go one more time side to side, little lean and lift, little lean and lift. Good, and then the next time that your right foot is down, you're gonna take your left leg, swing it back. See if you can bring your toes to the floor, and then step that foot back to where it started from. And then lean over, right toes are gonna point back, and then step. And then left toes point back, and then step, good. And then right toes point. So getting that ankle mobility, just doing your best. Soft bend in your stabilizing leg, so whatever leg is your foundation, there's just a little bend in the knee. Good. I'm just taking a little bit of a hip extension, so these hip flexors get very, very tight. We do a lot of sitting, so good to stretch them out. Okay, now, next time that your right toes are back, I'm gonna challenge you. You can either stay here, so toes are behind you, you're getting a little bit of a stretch for this right hip flexor. Maybe you slide your right toes a little bit back. If you can come to the top of your toes or the top of your foot. So you're getting a really nice ankle stretch and hip flexion. Just gonna pause here for a big inhale and a big exhale. And then stand it back up, good, and then we're gonna switch sides. So the left toes are gonna go back, you're just gonna point them on the floor. You can stay there if that feels like enough. If you can slide the toes back a little bit more. You'll notice that front knee is gonna bend more, that's fine. You can stay on the tips of the toes, or you can roll to the top of the foot, whatever works best for you. See if you can pause there, nice big inhale, great job. And a big exhale. And inhale, stand yourself back up. More work on these hip flexors. You're gonna stand with your left foot and your left hand on the chair. Your right hand's gonna come behind you, so your fingertips are kind of reaching back. You're gonna lean to your left foot, so your weight is in your left foot, your right foot is hovering, and you're gonna bend your right knee so your heel comes towards your butt. Yeah, towards it. Now imagine in your mind that your hand could reach to your foot. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's also great. Just imagine it is. If you've got hold of the foot, you can pull the heel towards your bum, and we'll just be here for one breath. And if you don't have it, that's okay. There's always next week or the week after. And then you're gonna let that go and just give it a little shake out. Ooh, I'm gonna flip sides for a second. And then other side, so you're gonna lean into your right foot. You're holding onto your chair with your right hand. Your left hand's gonna swing behind you, so your left fingertips are kind of reaching back. And then you're gonna bend your left knee and imagine that your foot was in your hand. And if it's not in your hand, that's okay. Just imagine it's there. And if you could maybe reach down and grab it, then go for it. But if it's not happening today, don't force it and don't worry about it. It's just things to work towards. Take a nice deep breath in and a full breath out. And let it go if you had it. Give it a little shake out. How you doing, Harley? That's a tough one. It's a tough one. Don't worry.
My balance isn't that great that I need to hang on.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hold on then. All right, so we're gonna do our little walkouts and walk-ins. So you're gonna hold onto your chair. Be mindful the chairs do slip a little bit forward, so just don't push too much on it. You're just gonna walk your feet away. So walking your legs away, keeping your hands on the chair, getting a nice stretch for your side body and your hamstrings, and then you're gonna walk it back in. So we'll just do that a couple of times, kind of priming the backside of our body for a nice stretch. So walk it out, hands stay on the chair, very nice. Good, and then walk it in. Just a couple more times. Every time that you walk your feet back, maybe you walk them like an inch further. You don't have to, but if it's available, maybe just challenge yourself, walk a little bit further back, and then walk it back in. And then walk a little further back. And walk it in. Okay, now this next time that we walk it back, we're gonna stay there for a couple of breaths. So walk the feet as far back as what feels good for you. Again, just be mindful that the chair will move if you put enough pressure on it, so just be mindful of that. And then take a bend in your knees. Don't worry about straightening them out too much. Keep a bend in the knees and see if you can let your head kind of relax. We hold our head up all day, so see if there's just an ability to soften the head down. And take a slow, deep breath in. And a slow, deep breath out. One more just like that. Slow, deep breath in. And a slow, deep breath out. walk your feet back towards your chair. Slowly come back up to your standing position, so no head rush. Just give yourself a second when you come to standing. Slowly blink your eyes open. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Good, we're gonna do a little bit more balance. I'm gonna face towards you. You're gonna hold onto your chair with both hands, is totally fine. I'm just gonna turn so I can see you guys, or you can see my legs. You're gonna take your right leg and just externally rotate it. So your knee is just kind of slightly bent and you're gonna move it to the side. And then from here, the sole of the right foot can be on the inside of your left thigh, or left leg rather, and you can just start to slide it up just a little bit. Nice. Balancing on one leg, tree pose. Nice job. So you can stay here, or maybe you take one of your hands off of the chair, maybe the other hand, maybe no hands today, that's totally fine. Keeping the knee open to the side, getting that nice opening of your hip, your groin. Very nice. Let's hold one more breath in. And then as you exhale, let it go. Whew. Give it a little shake out. And then we'll switch sides. So a little external rotation of your left knee. So your knee's just slightly bent and then you're pointing it out to the side. And then the sole of your foot can come to contact with the inside of your right leg. Maybe a little bit higher, lower, wherever it feels good for you. Beautiful. And then stand really tall, like a tree. Shoulders rolled back, shoulders rolled back. Did I say the same thing twice? Yes, I did. Shoulders rolled back, chest nice and open. You can stay, maybe you take your hands off the chair, just challenge your balance. Maybe you don't, totally up to you. Take one more breath. Good, let the foot come back down, give it a little shake out. Good job, we're gonna come back to our seat. So you can take your time, come onto your bum. Nice work. All right, so once we get here, whoopsies, that's okay. These darn chairs, eh?
Yeah, really. You guys are just more agile than me.
Oh, that's really fun. That's why you're here. It's a great thing, great thing. So scoot yourself just a little bit forward than maybe you want to be. So you have to use the muscles of your spine and or the muscles along your spine and your core to hold you upright. And we're gonna start to circle our shoulders one at a time. So let's start with the right shoulder, go forward, up, back, and down, just like you were doing a backstroke with that shoulder. And then the left shoulder is gonna do the same thing. And if you like, you can kind of move your head a little bit side to side. So you're letting your gaze go over your shoulder, and then forward, and then over the shoulder, forward. And then you could add on, if you want, your elbow could lift as well. Take a nice rotation, and then your other elbow could lift and take a rotation. Just nice and slow. Feeling how your chest and your shoulders and your spine feel. Let's go a couple more times each way. Keeping it nice and gentle. Very nice. One more time each way. Once more with the right, and once more with the left. And then as you come back to center, you're gonna reach the arms out wide so they're about in line with your shoulders. And then bring your fingers up, but your elbows are still in line with your shoulders. Nice. Take an inhale here, let your shoulders move back, your elbows move back a little bit, nice. And then as you exhale, bring your arms forward, see if your palms and your elbows can touch. If they don't, that's okay, just that's the intention, bring them forward. And then as you inhale, move them apart. And as you exhale, bring them together. Again, inhale apart. Exhale together. One more time. Inhale apart. And then this time as they come together, you're gonna give yourself a hug. Right arm's gonna come on top. You're gonna hold onto your shoulders and just give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. If you like, you can let your upper back kind of round a little bit so you're looking down at the floor in between your thighs. Just holding onto your shoulders and giving them a little bit of a hug. Take a big inhale here. And a big exhale. As you inhale, start to come back up to neutral if you were leaning forward. Bring your arms back into that position that they were in just a few moments ago, opening them up. And then exhale again, bring your arms in front of you, left arm on top this time, give yourself a hug. Hold on to your shoulders wherever you can. And then again, if you like, you can lean forward a little bit. That's gonna open things up a bit more for your upper back, mid back, low back. Take a nice deep breath in. And a deep breath out. As you inhale, slowly bring yourself back up to neutral if you're not already there. Bring your arms all the way out and then up, big circle. Bring your hands together, and as you exhale, bring them down. Nice job. Whew. Shoulders are warm now. So we're gonna do a little bit of work on the hamstrings today. So scoot yourself a little bit more forward onto your chair. Enough that you are kind of in the front of it, but not so much that you feel like you're gonna fall off. So kind of find that happy medium. You're gonna straighten out your right leg, but be mindful sometimes when we straighten out the right leg, if we're hyper flexible, sometimes the knee will bend the opposite way. So if that happens for you, just a bend in the knee is gonna help that out. So you can just kind of notice for yourself that if you straighten your leg, does your knee bend more than it should? And if that's the case, then just a soft bend in the knee is totally fine. So your other leg is gonna be bent, and you're gonna have your hands resting on your chair to start. Just sit up nice and tall. You can almost think like you're pushing down into the chair if your arms are long enough. You're pushing down into your chair to open your chest up. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lean just a little bit forward. You can keep holding onto the chair so you don't feel like you're actually gonna fall forward, but you're just leaning a little bit forward. And then as you inhale, you're gonna bring yourself back up to that first position. So nice and tall. Good. As you exhale, you're gonna lean forward again. Keep holding onto the chair so you don't feel like you're actually gonna fall off of the chair. Keep holding onto the chair as you lean. And we'll do that a couple of times. Every time, maybe you move a little bit more forward. And you wanna keep a flex of your right toes, so your toes are pointing up. And as you do that, you'll feel a stretch in probably the sole of the foot, the calf, the ankle, the hamstring, into the low back. There's a lot going on in this one. So just a lean forward, keep that leg active. Be mindful that your knee isn't bending the wrong way. And we'll do that 3 more times. Maybe again, finding a bit more space each time. Good, 2 more times, very nice. All right, and then on this last one, we're gonna stay forward for a round of breath. So just come to your edge where you feel you are getting a stretch. Take a nice big inhale. Stay there for the exhale. And then as you breathe in, slowly bring yourself back upright. Start to bend your right knee, and then we'll open and close the knees a little bit. So you're just gonna open them and close them, open them and close them. Just give your legs a little bit of a release. You might feel a difference from one leg to the other. You can let your head move around a little bit, just a little release for the legs before we take it to the other side. So let's even that out. The left leg's gonna start to straighten. Again, be mindful. Some people have that hyperflexibility of the knee, so if that's you, just a bend in the knee is gonna help that. Flex the toes. Take an inhale, hold onto your chair. Don't let go. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna lean forward any amount. Your left heel's on the floor, your left toes are pointing up, and your left leg is straight-ish. And then as you inhale, you can slowly bring yourself back up. Nice. We'll do that a couple of times. Exhale, leaning forward. Inhale, coming back up. Our hamstrings get super tight as well, so if this is feeling like a lot for you, you're not alone. Nice and gentle. 3 more times here. Every time you move forward, maybe you find a little bit more depth or a little bit more ease. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable and balanced, but just keep holding onto the chair so you're not going to go anywhere. On this last one, as you lean forward, find a place that feels like enough sensation for you, and we'll be there for 1 breath in and 1 breath out. And then as you breathe in, slowly bring yourself back up. You can bend the knee as you get there, and then again, a little open and close of the knees. You can use your hands to facilitate the movement, just a little kind of wiggle out of the legs. Nice. Good. And then plant the feet nice and firm on the floor. Again, you can scoot yourself a little bit further back so you're more in the middle of your chair. And then keeping your hands on your thighs, we're gonna move the rib cage around in a circle. So you're gonna think about the hips and the head somewhat in the same position, but your center body is gonna roll around. So you're just gonna close down your eyes. Don't worry about what it looks like. Think about your chest moving slightly forward first, so tailbone points back. And then as you exhale, you're gonna roll your ribs over to one direction. Doesn't matter what, because we will even it out. And then your tailbone will start to go forward as you round your ribs the other way, or back and then to the other way. So again, your hips and your head are staying one on top of the other, but your ribs are moving in a circle. And the circle might feel more like a square or some weird oblong shape, and that's totally fine. But feel as much of a rolling sensation through the middle part of your body as you can conjure up. Again, don't worry about what it looks like. Just focus on fluid motion as best you can. I'm only going to take 2 more circles this way. This is great for stimulating our digestive system as well. Internal massage, and then just start to go the opposite direction. So think about the ribs rolling in a circle the other way. And it's okay if other parts of your body are moving too, but just try to initiate the movement in the center of your body, your ribs. Really nice. 2 more circles, nice and slow. Once those circles are complete, come to center for a second and just sit nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down. Take an inhale breath. And stay for the exhale breath. As you breathe in, start to reach your arms up into the air. Imagine you're holding onto a beach ball. So your palms are going to face each other, your thumbs are pointing back, your pinky fingers are facing forward. You're going to take this beach ball and start to twirl it so it's going to turn to the right. Your torso will turn to the right, and then you're going to come through center and you're going to twirl it to the left. So we'll just do that a couple of times. So imagine this beach ball, you're trying to show the front of it to the right side of the room, and then you're trying to show the front of it to the left side of the room. One more time just like that. So rotating and just holding onto your beach ball over your head. Really good for shoulder strength, almost there. Now the next time that you turn to the right, imagine you're taking this beach ball and you're trying to throw it to someone behind you. So you're gonna swoosh it to the floor and then behind you, and then you're gonna lift it back up, come through center, turn to the left, and then like you're trying to pass it to someone behind you. And then they throw it to you and you're gonna pick it up and bring it over your head, turn to the right, swoosh it behind you, bring it back up to the left. So just finding a rhythm here, inhaling up, exhale, swoosh, inhale up, exhale, swoosh. Couple more. Imagine, if you like, you could hold on to all of your worries, all of your concerns, all of your uncomfortable feelings in your body, the tension that you hold, and it lives in this beach ball, and you're holding on to it, but then you're like, nah, getting rid of it. And then you're like, uh-oh, I got it again. And then you're gonna go, no, don't want it. And you've got it, and then you're gonna go, nah, I don't want it. And then you've got it, and you're trying to get rid of it every time, but people just keep throwing it back to you. So we're gonna take it one more time each way, over to the right, over to the left. Just even it out for yourself. Goodbye, goodbye. And then you're gonna hold it up and overhead, and then you're gonna throw it towards me and then fold down. And now you don't have it anymore. It's gone. So you can let your head relax, you can let your shoulders relax. Take a big breath in into your back side of your body, in between your shoulder blades, your ribs, your low back. And if you like, you can sigh it away. Now that you've released all that tension, you can slowly, slowly start to peel yourself up to your seated position. Your hands can find their way onto your knees or your thighs. We'll finish off with a little bit more neck and shoulder love. So slow shoulder rolls a few times forward, up, back, and down. And then moving the head around just in any which way that feels good for you. And then let your shoulders relax down. Drop your chin in towards your chest. We'll finish off the same way we started, so working those U shapes. As you breathe in, roll your right ear over your right shoulder. And as you exhale, slowly soften the chin towards the chest. And as you inhale, left ear over left shoulder. And as you exhale, chin towards chest. Just twice more each way, nice and slow. And maybe, perhaps, from the first time you did this, just about 55 minutes ago to now, it feels a little different, a little bit more space. And if not, that's okay. Just notice for yourself. One more time each way to make it feel even. And then as your chin comes back in towards your chest, slowly bring your head up to neutral. Close your eyes and start to scan your body. So starting off by bringing your attention to the top of your head. Just notice any sensations that are present there, whether you feel a lot of sensation or no sensation. Travel your attention down into your forehead and around your temples. Feel around your eyes, your cheeks, and your jaw. Notice how your neck and your throat feel. Examine your shoulders. Slide your attention down your arms. Feel into your wrists and your hands, just with your own attention, your own mind's eye. And then slide back up to your torso, the top of it, your chest, your upper back, just feeling whatever you feel there. Down around the ribs, 360 degrees, the front, the back, and the sides. Feel what you feel. Move down into your abdomen, your belly, your waist, your low back. Just observing whatever is present, whatever is true for you, whatever sensations or lack of sensation. Down into the hips, the pelvis, the seat. Glide your attention over your thighs and your hamstrings, feeling what you feel. And feel into your knees, the front and the back. And then down your shins and your calves. Your attention wrap around your ankles. And wash over the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, and each of your toes. And let your attention slide all the way back up to your nose and feel your breath moving in your body. Is it moving slowly and smoothly? Beginning to add just a little bit of intention to the breathing this last few moments of our practice to really leave us in a state of relaxation and ease. So letting your inhales and exhales be a little bit longer, just a touch. Next inhale, bring your hands together, rest them just in front of your heart. Press your thumbs just gently into your sternum into your thumbs. And maybe with this very aware state, you can feel your heart beating in your chest. Maybe you can feel your breath against your fingertips. And you take this opportunity to say thank you to your body for everything that it does for you throughout your day and all of your life. Thank you so much for practicing chair yoga with me today.